Listen carefully. Something powerful is approaching, something ancient, luminous, and deeply alive. On the nights of October 6th and 7th, the supermoon will rise closer to the Earth than at any other time this year. Its pull will not only move oceans, it will move the tides within you. For centuries, monks and mystics observed that when the moon expands in brilliance, human emotions, thoughts, and intentions also amplify. Old energies resurface. Hidden truths come to light. And the mind, if unprepared, can be easily swept away by this invisible current. This is not superstition, it is rhythm. The same rhythm that moves the seas beats within your chest. The gravitational force of the moon interacts with the water in your body, with the subtle energies of your nervous system. When this alignment peaks, sensitivity and awareness heighten. For those who are conscious, it becomes a gate to clarity and transformation. For those who are not, it can bring restlessness, confusion, or emotional storms. That is why preparation is everything. In this video, I will share 8 powerful steps rooted in Shaolin discipline, mindfulness, and ancient wisdom practices to harmonize your energy before the October supermoon. You will learn how to purify the mind, center the breath, and use lunar energy as fuel for self-mastery rather than chaos. By the end, you will understand how to stand still while the world turns, how to let the light of the moon illuminate your purpose, not your fears. Stay with me until the end. This message may reach you at the precise moment you are ready for change. I am Shi Hengyi, and I welcome you to Shaolin Soulfire. If you seek clarity, strength, and inner freedom, join our community, subscribe, and begin your training in awareness. There is an old saying within the temple walls: the sky speaks in silence, but only the still heart can hear it. When the moon reaches its fullness, the world beneath becomes a mirror. The rivers glisten, the stones glow, and even the shadows seem alive. Yet what truly shines under that light is not the world, it is you. The moon does not create light of its own, it reflects the sun. In the same way, the events that surround us do not create who we are. They simply reveal what already lives within. This is the hidden teaching of the lunar cycle. Each phase is a dialogue between brightness and darkness, fullness and emptiness. The Shaolin path observes this rhythm as a lesson in self-awareness. When the moon waxes, we are reminded to cultivate. When it wanes, we are reminded to let go. And when it stands in perfect fullness, like on this coming supermoon, it becomes a pure reflection of our inner state. Many people believe the supermoon brings sudden change, but in truth, it only amplifies what is already present. If you carry peace, you will feel its expansion. If you carry confusion, that too will grow louder. The moon is a catalyst, not a creator. Its brilliance exposes both the weeds and the flowers in our garden of mind. In Chan Buddhism, we are taught that external phenomena are mirrors for inner terrain. The winds do not disturb the lake. The lake is disturbed because of its own waves. So when emotions rise under the moonlight, do not chase or fight them, observe them. Let them teach you where stillness is absent. The supermoon does not arrive to test you. It arrives to show you where you stand on your path, to reveal what is ready to be released and what is prepared to awaken. Before the full moon rises, there is a quiet work to be done, the sweeping of the inner house. Just as a monk tidies his quarters before meditation, so too must we clear the spaces of our mind and heart before stepping into heightened light. The dust here is not physical. It is made of old memories, unspoken resentments, fears we've carried long past their purpose. Every thought you cling to, every hurt you revisit, is like a stone in the pocket of your spirit. You can still walk, but slower, heavier, less aware of the freedom that once was natural. The approaching supermoon magnifies what you carry. If you hold light, it will radiate. If you hold weight, that too will become undeniable. In the Shaolin tradition, discipline is not only about endurance, it is also about release. To sever what no longer serves you is an act of courage, not loss. A sword remains sharp because it sheds what dulls it. Likewise, the mind becomes clear only when we dare to cut away the excess, the stories that no longer reflect who we are. On the eve of the supermoon, sit quietly with paper, and ink. Write down the burdens that cling, the guilt you replay, the anger that repeats, the fear that whispers when you try to rest. Write without judgment, as if sweeping dust into a single pile. Then, in silence, release it. Burn the page, bury it, or simply breathe over it until its hold fades. This simple act is a ritual of awareness. It teaches that freedom is not gained through more effort, but through letting go. When the light of the moon falls upon you, let it meet an uncluttered heart, a vessel empty enough to receive new wisdom and strong enough to hold peace. Once the inner house has been swept clean, the next step is to center your energy, to gather what was scattered and bring it back into harmony. The moon's glow is strongest when it is whole. The same is true for the mind. A divided focus drains power. A clear intention channels it like a river returning to its course. In the Shaolin path, we say that where attention goes, energy flows. This is not just poetry, it is practice. When the mind wanders endlessly, inner chaos grows. But when attention becomes steady, confusion dissolves on its own, just as muddy water clears when left untouched. Before the supermoon, sit in stillness and ask yourself one question: where do I wish to direct my strength? Choose only one or two intentions. Simplicity is power. 1,000 arrows scattered in the wind achieve little. One arrow released with clarity can pierce through illusion. Your intention might be peace, discipline, forgiveness, or renewal. Whatever you choose, give it a shape that feels alive. Speak it aloud in short, firm sentences like vows whispered to the universe. I move with calm. I rise with purpose. I forgive and begin again. These are not wishes. They are directions. When the moon rises, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Visualize your intentions as seeds planted in the soil of light. Feel them settling into the ground of your being, nourished by your breath, by your trust, by your silence. There is no need to force growth. Seeds bloom in their own time. To consolidate your field is to reclaim authority over your energy, to decide rather than drift. The more your attention aligns with purpose, the less you are moved by distraction, and under the supermoon's brilliance, that alignment becomes your quiet strength. The body is a temple, ancient teachings remind us, and the moon will shine only on what is ready to receive its light. Before the supermoon, it is time to honor this temple, to cleanse, to purify, and to move with mindful attention. A heavy or cluttered body clouds perception, while a lighter, aware body becomes a vessel for clarity and insight. Begin by simplifying. Choose foods that nourish without burdening. Fast lightly if your strength allows, letting the body rest from digestion and recalibrate its energy. Remove stimulants that stir restlessness and drink water as if each sip carries the moon's reflection into your cells. In doing so, the body becomes a mirror for the mind, a place where stillness and strength can coexist. Breath becomes the bridge. Deep abdominal breathing, slow and deliberate, draws air not just into the lungs, but into every corner of the body. Micro qigong, or subtle breath movements, circulate energy like water flowing through channels long neglected. With each inhale, feel vitality rising. With each exhale, release stagnation, tension, and invisible weight. Awareness of the body is awareness of the present, anchoring the mind in the now, where wisdom dwells. Movement is sacred. Stretch gently, awaken the spine, and let limbs flow in mindful arcs. Shaolin masters have long taught that motion heals where stillness alone cannot. Even simple forms, practiced with patience, stir the energy trapped beneath layers of habit and fear. Avoid force. Honor the body's rhythm and capacity. As the moon rises, the body's lightness amplifies the clarity of consciousness. In this physical purification, discipline becomes devotion and care becomes mastery. A tempo swept, a breath steady, a body flowing. These are the foundations upon which the mind may stand unmoved, ready to receive the full brilliance of the lunar gift. There is a power in silence that cannot be measured, only experienced. Before the moon reaches its fullest, carve out time to step away from words, noise, and the endless pull of the world. Let hours stretch without interruption, or dedicate an entire evening to stillness. In this quiet, the mind begins to settle, like dust falling to the bottom of a clear pond. Silent meditation is not empty, it is listening at the deepest level. Thoughts will rise, as clouds do, but when left undisturbed, they drift away on their own. In the absence of chatter, the heart speaks, subtle and precise. The moon's light, though constant outside, finds reflection within. It illuminates truths that words cannot capture, guidance that cannot be taught, and insights that arrive only when the mind stops reaching. This practice is at the heart of Chan and Zen traditions within Shaolin. Masters remind us that the world's lessons are not always explained, they are observed, felt, absorbed through direct experience. The body, the breath, the quiet mind all become instruments for understanding that which cannot be named. In silence, you learn the rhythm of your own presence. You notice tensions you had ignored, emotions you had buried, desires that had taken root without your notice. The supermoon amplifies these subtleties. What is latent in shadow can rise to awareness, not as a threat, but as opportunity. To sit in deep silence is to train mastery itself. Discipline becomes patience, awareness becomes clarity, and the lunar light falling through window or open sky becomes a teacher, showing not what is outside, but what is already inside, waiting to be heard. Here, in the quiet, the path unfolds without need for direction, and the mind learns to move with the pulse of the universe rather than against it. Within every human heart, two currents flow, light and shadow, expansion and contraction. The supermoon shines not only upon the world outside, but upon these hidden tides within. In this time of heightened energy, the contrasts of the self become more visible. Courage brushes against fear, faith against doubt, openness against resistance. Each polarity is neither enemy nor ally. It is a teacher waiting to be acknowledged. The practice begins with mindful observance. Shaolin wisdom teaches that mastery arises not from denying the shadow, but from witnessing it fully. Use the four foundations of mindfulness as your guide. Begin with the body, notice tension, restlessness or heaviness. Observe sensations, the subtle pulse of energy, the flutter of emotion, the rise and fall of inner temperature. Turn attention to the mind, watching thoughts appear, clash and fade, without judgment. Finally, observe dharmas, the underlying patterns, impulses and tendencies that shape your experience. As you observe, notice which polarity dominates. Is fear tightening its grip? Is courage rising unbidden? Does contraction pull you inward, or does expansion urge outward? Do not push one away, do not cling to the other. Instead, hold the tension like a river holding both current and depth. Awareness itself becomes the container in which light and shadow coexist. This observance is discipline of the highest order. It trains the mind to respond with clarity rather than react with habit. Each moment of noticing, each breath, each pause is a small victory of inner authority. By honoring the contrasts within, you build resilience and insight, learning to navigate life with calm presence rather than agitation. In the glow of the supermoon, these polarities become luminous. By meeting both courage and fear, doubt and faith, with openness, you align with a rhythm deeper than the mind alone, a rhythm that carries the wisdom of the ages and the stillness of the present. The world moves in cycles far older than any human life, and the moon is one of its oldest teachers. This full moon is no ordinary celestial event. It is the harvest moon, a time to gather what has grown, to reap lessons learned, and to acknowledge what remains unharvested. Nature does not hurry, nor does it linger unnecessarily. It moves with rhythm, patience, and precision. To align with these rhythms is to step into harmony with life itself. Take a moment to reflect. What seeds planted in the past months have borne fruit? Which intentions, habits, or insights have matured under your care? And what remains unfinished, waiting for attention, energy, or release? The harvest moon illuminates these questions, casting light not only on the fields of the earth, but on the fields of the mind. Discipline, in this context, is not rigidity. It is alignment. To honor natural cycles is to honor yourself. Rise with the sun when possible. allowing its warmth to guide your energy. Rest with the setting light, letting quiet hours deepen reflection and restore balance. Reduce artificial stimuli that pull you away from natural rhythm. Lower lights, silence unnecessary noise, and allow the body and mind to recalibrate. Even small adjustments carry profound effects. Eating in harmony with daylight, walking barefoot upon the earth, or simply sitting in stillness during the quiet hours reconnects you to a cadence far older than any clock. Shaolin teachings remind us that mastery begins with presence, and presence is always rooted in rhythm, body, breath, and being synchronized with the flow of the world. Under the harvest moon, this alignment becomes more potent. When your inner cycles mirror the outer, clarity grows, energy flows, and the lessons of the season reveal themselves. What has matured rises naturally, what remains unfinished becomes visible, and the mind learns once again the wisdom of moving in concert with the eternal patterns of life. There is a subtle power in intention when it is paired with mindful action. As the supermoon rises, the act of ritual becomes a bridge between the inner and outer worlds, a way to honor the moment, focus the mind, and direct energy with clarity. It is not magic, nor is it show. It is the disciplined practice of conscious alignment. Begin simply, light a candle, or sit quietly under the moon's glow. Speak your intention aloud, slowly and with full presence. Let each word carry weight, but release attachment to outcome. This is not about commanding the universe. It is about becoming a conduit through which energy flows. Even a whisper, repeated with focus, can shape awareness and sharpen the mind. Objects or water may be included, but they are tools, not sources of power. Place a vessel under the moonlight and allow it to absorb the subtle currents of the night. As light touches its surface, imagine the energy you wish to cultivate, clarity, courage, peace, flowing into it. Each gesture is an echo of your inner discipline, a reflection of your readiness to receive and transmit what matters most. The key lies in mindfulness. Every motion, every phrase, every breath in this ritual is deliberate. You are not performing for effect. You are practicing attention, anchoring your purpose, and reinforcing the intentions planted in stillness. Like the Shaolin monk striking a precise stance, each action is small but complete, steady and rooted. Through repetition, through blessing again and again, the mind internalizes the rhythm of focus and presence. The supermoon amplifies this practice, illuminating both the external ritual and the inner state it represents. In this quiet ceremony, you do not summon power. You awaken it already within, aligning yourself with the currents of life, light, and disciplined awareness. When the moon reaches its peak and begins its descent, the energy does not simply vanish, it lingers, subtle yet potent. The supermoon has cast its light upon the hidden corners of the mind, revealing truths, lessons, and possibilities. This is the moment for integration, for translating illumination into lived experience. Begin by journaling. Write without judgment, letting insights flow onto the page. What arose in stillness, what emotions, realizations, or patterns became clear. Reflection is not an intellectual exercise. It is the shaping of awareness into form, the first step in carrying lunar guidance into everyday life. Each observation, no matter how small, becomes a seed for conscious action. Integration requires patience. Take the lessons and translate them into tangible steps, a gesture of forgiveness, a disciplined habit, a renewed intention. Small movements, repeated with attention, allow the revelations of the supermoon to root firmly in your being. Do not rush. Energy not grounded can drift, leaving brilliance unmanifested. Grounding is physical as well as mental. Walk barefoot upon the earth, feeling the texture of soil and stone beneath your feet. Nourish your body with simple, sustaining food. Rest, allowing both body and mind to absorb the subtle currents stirred by the moon. In Shaolin philosophy, this harmonizes yang energy with human form, the cosmic with the corporeal, ensuring that revelation becomes lived wisdom rather than fleeting insight. As the lunar glow fades, you stand balanced between light and shadow, intention and action, awareness and embodiment. Grounded, reflective, and disciplined, The mind and body carry the lessons forward. The supermoon leaves its mark not in spectacle, but in the quiet cultivation of clarity, presence, and steady mastery. Each step you take thereafter echoes the rhythm of alignment that began under its brilliant light, shaping life with intention rather than chance. The supermoon serves as a threshold, a luminous doorway through which awareness steps into deeper alignment. The 8 practices are not mere rituals for a single night, they are invitations to a path of sustained cultivation. What is awakened under the moon's brilliance can fade, if not tended. Insight without action remains like water spilled on stone. True mastery requires care, attention, and repeated return. Commitment begins with daily practice. Meditation, mindful habits, and disciplined care of the body are not burdens. They are scaffolds that hold the mind steady and the spirit awake. Each repetition, no matter how small, reinforces the connection between intention and action. In Shaolin teachings, discipline is not limitation, it is the form through which freedom arises. The more structure supports the mind, the less it is pulled by distraction, fear, or chaos. Stewardship of this path is quiet but profound. Observe the energy that stirred under the supermoon. Let it inform choices, guide reflection, and shape behavior. The awareness that emerged is a spark, and your responsibility is to nurture it so that it grows into clarity, strength, and calm presence. Do not allow insight to float unanchored. Integrate it into routines, gestures, and daily decision-making. This is the essence of Shaolin wisdom. Mastery is cultivated through care, persistence, and disciplined alignment. Each act of attention, each mindful movement, each conscious choice strengthens the inner field, preparing it for greater insight and resilience. As the moon recedes and life resumes its ordinary rhythm, remember that the threshold has been crossed. The light that revealed your inner landscape continues to guide, if you walk with steady steps. Freedom arises not from the absence of restriction, but from the intentional use of structure, the deliberate practice of awareness, and the unwavering commitment to the path that the supermoon has illuminated. The October 2025 supermoon is more than a celestial event. It is a doorway, an opportunity to observe, align, and awaken what already exists within. Its brilliance can either stir chaos or illuminate clarity, depending on how prepared we are. By following these 8 practices, you have the chance to clean your instrument, focus your energy, listen to your inner guidance, and carry the insights into daily life. Remember, illumination reveals, but mastery responds. The moon may shine its light, but it does not shape your path, you do. Its energy is a mirror, reflecting both the clarity and the shadows that live within, offering lessons for those willing to observe and act with awareness. When the moon begins to set, what remains is not the fleeting glow, but your steadiness, your focus, and your readiness to move in harmony with the deeper rhythms of life. Take these teachings gently into each day. Apply them through mindful choices, disciplined habits, and quiet reflection. Let the light of awareness guide your steps, and let intention become the foundation of action. May you move through the coming days with calm presence, strength, and inner clarity, carrying the guidance of the supermoon like a lantern within your being. If you found this guidance meaningful, join our community at Shaolin Soulfire. Subscribe, stay connected, and continue walking the path of awareness, discipline, and mastery.